I am a real artist and art tutor working and teaching from my studio in Oxford. So if you would like to see more of my art, visit amylets.com. If you would like to get lessons from me, visit startartclasses.com. Okay, let's do this. I start by sketching out the contour lines in pencil. I favour a mechanical pencil for this because it does not need sharpening. I pay close attention to the basic shapes. The top of the cupcake case is an oval shape from this angle because there is some foreshortening. The bottom of the case resembles a trapeze with curved edges. The folds in the case vary between long, thin rectangles and triangles. You see me restating the lines I'm happy with. The cake dough is a little below the rim of the case. I draw it in so that I remember where it is. Then the icing goes over the top. I draw a wavy line to suggest the bottom of the icing, then extend the line up on the right. The next layer of icing goes on top and is drawn in the same way, except I extend the line and draw an S shape. This cupcake is topped by a silver chocolate ball. I erase my guidelines and make corrections. I'm painting this using my 20-year-old Scepter Gold brush and the coloriest watercolours from Culture Hustle. The colour I use for the icing is called Dropout, mixed with some Saint White. I want it to be a very pastel shade. Next, I use yellow ochre, called Wheatfield in this palette. You can see that the shading is already being used by applying the paint thicker in some areas and thinner in others. There are greys on this palette, but I prefer to mix my own using a dark brown and a bit more dropout. This helps to keep the colour scheme harmonious. I glaze over the top with this grey, sticking to my pencil lines for the shadows. I darken it in areas by adding an extra layer. I'm now adding a reddish brown called occassionally, which is similar to burnt sienna. I blend it in using a clean brush and just plain water. I use dots, aka pointillism, to suggest texture. I add a bright blue called Zulu for the icing's shadow. Using my pre-mixed grey, I add shadows to the silver ball. Adding a grey shadow to the bottom of the cupcake makes it feel like it exists in space rather than floating. I use white to push the highlights and darken the shadows even more using Zoltar blue. To create the highlight on top of the ball, I simply use 3 white dots. This is using white gouache, an opaque watercolour. I fiddle a bit to try and improve the texture and realism. Is a challenge that every artist faces. that by continuing painting I managed to improve this piece. Or maybe I messed it up. This is called overworking, when an artist keeps going even though they're actually making it worse. Do you think it got better? Or do you think it got worse? Let me know in the comments below. Touch wood, it's usually a good idea to put in some really dark shadows. Watercolours can have this tendency to be a bit soft, and to get really vibrant colours out of them, you really need to keep piling on the layers. Often people don't go dark enough. Finally, I add metallic paints to really make it shine. Do you think it looks tasty? Just a reminder that for this channel to survive, you need to like, share and subscribe. Okay? Carry on.